Florence is the capital and most populated city in the Italian region of Tuscany. Florence was a center of medieval European trade and finance, and one of the wealthiest cities of that era. It is considered by many academics to have been the birthplace of the Renaissance, becoming a major artistic, cultural, commercial, political, economic, and financial center. During this time, Florence rose to a position of enormous influence in Italy, Europe, and beyond. Florence Cathedral, formerly the Cathedral of St. Mary the Flower, is a cathedral of the Catholic Archdiocese of Florence. Commenced in 1296 in the Gothic style to a design of Arnolfo di Cambio, and completed by 1436 with a dome engineered by Filippo Brunelleschi. The basilica's exterior is faced with polychrome marble panels in various shades of green and pink, alternated by white, and features an elaborate 19th century Gothic revival western facade by Emilio. The cathedral complex in Piazza del Duomo includes the Florence Baptistry and Giotto's Campanile. These three buildings are part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site, covering the historic center of Florence, and are a major tourist attraction of Tuscany. The basilica is one of the world's largest churches, and its dome is still the largest masonry dome ever constructed. The cathedral is the mother church and seat of the Archdiocese of Florence, whose archbishop is Gerard Gambelli. The Florence Baptistry, Baptistry of St. John, is a religious building in Florence, dedicated to the patron saint of the city, John the Baptist. It is a focus of religious, civic, and artistic life since its completion. The octagonal baptistry stands in both the Piazza del Duomo and the Piazza San Giovanni, between Florence Cathedral and the Archbishop's Palace. Florentine infants were originally baptized in large groups on Holy Saturday and Pentecost in a 5-basin baptismal font located at the center of the building. Coming up in the next slide is the Giotto's Campanile, a freestanding bell tower that is part of the complex of buildings that make up Florence Cathedral on the Piazza del Duomo. Standing adjacent to the Basilica of Santa Maria del Dior and the Baptistry of St. John, the tower is one of the showpieces of Florentine Gothic architecture, which is designed by Giotto, its rich sculptural decorations, and its polychrome marble incrustations. The structure is square in design with 14.45 meters for all four sides, 84.7 meters tall, and has polygonal buttresses at each corner. The tower is divided horizontally into 5 stages. Piazza della Signoria, Political Square, is a W-shaped square in front of the Palazzo Vecchio. It was named after the Palazzo della Signoria, also called Palazzo Vecchio. It is the main point of the origin and history of the Florentine Republic and still maintains its reputation as the political focus of the city. It is a meeting place of Florentines as well as the numerous tourists located near Palazzo Vecchio Town Hall and Piazza del Duomo, designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1982. Florence's historic center is anchored by the iconic Piazza della Signoria, one of its most historically significant squares. The 14th century Palazzo Vecchio is still preeminent with its crenellated or fortifications tower. Located in front of the Palazzo Vecchio is the Palace of the Assicurazioni Generali, built in 1871 Renaissance style. The Palazzo Vecchio Old Palace is the Town Hall of Florence. It overlooks the Piazza della Signoria, which holds a copy of Michelangelo's David statue, and a gallery of statues in the adjacent Loggia dei Lanzi. Piazza della Signoria, part of the historic center of Florence, was named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO in 1982. The symbol of the Renaissance, rose to economic and cultural preeminence under the Medici in the 15th and 16th centuries. Its 600 years of extraordinary artistic activity can be seen above all in the 13th century cathedral, Santa Maria del Fiore, the Church of Santa Croce, the Uffizi, and the Pitti Palace. The work P.F. great masters such as Giotto, Filippo Brunelleschi, Sandro Botticelli, and Michelangelo. The Ponte Vecchio, the locals refer to as Old Bridge, is a medieval stone closed spandrel segmental arch bridge over the River Arno, the only bridge in Florence spared from destruction during World War II. It is noted for the shops built along it. Building shops on such bridges was once a common practice. Butchers, tanners, and farmers initially occupied the shops on the bridge since 1442. To enhance the prestige and clean up the bridge, a decree was made in 1565 that excluded butchers from this bridge. Only goldsmiths and jewelers are allowed, and this tradition continues to the present times. The Ponte Vecchio's two neighboring bridges are the Ponte Santa Trinita and the Ponte alle Grazie. The bridge connects via Por Santa Maria to Via de' Guicciardini. In contemporary times, despite being closed to vehicular traffic, the bridge is crossed by a considerable pedestrian flow generated both by its fame and by the fact that it connects places of high interest on the two banks of the river. Piazza del Duomo and Piazza della Signoria on one side of the area of Palazzo Pitti and Sano Spirito in the district of Oltrarno on the south side of the river Arno. The bridge spans the Arno at its narrowest point, where it is believed that a bridge was first built in Roman times. The bridge first appears in a document of 996 and was destroyed by a flood in 1117 and reconstructed in stone. In 1218, the Ponte alla Carraia, a wooden structure, was established nearby, which led to it being referred as Ponte Nuovo relative to the older Vecchio structure. It was swept away again in 1333 and was rebuilt in 1345.